Welcome to the Mindset Mile podcast, the show that'll leave you empowered to take action towards becoming the turned up version of your already awesome self. I'm your host, Aisha Zaza, and I'm so glad you're here. Let's go. Hey guys, happy December. Man, I feel like the beginning of this year feels like it was a lifetime ago, but also like it was yesterday all at the same time. I launched the Mindset Mile in January, so we're coming up on a year, and it's been an incredible year seeing how the show and challenge have served you. If you're someone who has shared your testimony with me through IG stories or DM or email or just posting to the Facebook group, I've seen every single one, and I'm so moved by your growth. It inspires me so much when I think about what I want to create for the show, because you just never know who will be inspired by you living your life on purpose, or simply just by sharing your story. You know, everyone feels like they struggle alone, but we all face the same challenges, the same head trash, the same roadblocks. We really do. They vary by slight degrees, but we are all so much more alike than we are different. And it makes me happy to know that you've found a place through this show that speaks to your inner badass. We all have one. And sadly, they just get buried by life and opinions, experiences that tell us that the juice will not be worth the squeeze to unpack the load they are weighed down by. But if you've been with me since the beginning, I hope you're starting to realize that it doesn't actually take that much. It's just a little bit of effort and challenging your status quo every single day. So one more thing before I jump in, I'm personally doing the 30-day challenge through the month of December. And I know so many of you who saw me post that on Instagram are going to join. I love using December as a springboard into the new year. I don't like waiting for January 1st. I want to play offense into the new year. I don't want to be playing defense, feeling like I need to catch up from December. So this is one intentional way that I know how to do that, is by committing to the process of walking or running at least 1 mile a day for the entire month of December. So if you haven't joined, then you are not too late to get started. I hope that you do. It's going to be amazing, and I can't wait to hear from you. So let's jump in. I want to share with you something I started implementing that I think will really help you maximize your work productivity. Something about me is that I always try to maximize how productive I am, even in the smallest, sometimes most ridiculous ways. And here is a kind of embarrassing example. A lot of the time, I can't just stand there and brush my teeth. It feels like a waste of time to only be standing there looking at myself in the mirror and only brushing my teeth, even though this is for a very good cause. So I will often do some other one-handed task in those 2 minutes, like fill the coffee pot with water for the next day, or I'll get the cat's food dishes together and bring them to where I serve their food every morning. These are obviously not time-consuming things, but it makes me feel better to do something menial with this dead time of brushing my teeth. Similarly, I try to be efficient when it comes to not wasting trips to and from the car or from one side of the house to the other. I'm always grabbing things along the way that need to be brought somewhere else, as if it's the end of the world to just make one designated trip to get the last bag of groceries out of the car. Instead, no, I like to kill myself trying to hold 8 bags while simultaneously unlocking the door to get in the house. I mean, I can't be the only one. Tell me you do ridiculous things like this. But even though in my head, I feel like I'm being ultra efficient, sometimes I end up creating more work for myself. The one grocery bag will break, or I'll spill something because even though I might be being efficient, I'm not being very careful. And is there anything more annoying? You may not find your brain wired to think that you need to be doing something else with the hand that isn't brushing your teeth. But what I do think most people can relate to is feeling the need to accomplish more and faster while at work, whether that's at a job or if you're writing a book or taking an online class in between your job and life. We're all always looking for ways to be productive in the shortest amount of time, even if it means staring at the computer until your eyes bleed to get something finished. I often get asked what my favorite running accessories are, and I'd be doing you a disservice by not sharing these with you. They are a new to the show brand, but one I've been wearing for years, which is why I'm so pumped that this episode is brought to you by Gooder. Gooder makes active sunglasses for anyone, and the best part is they are affordable and stylish. I've run hundreds of miles with these sunnies over the years, and I can attest that they are lightweight, comfortable, and don't bounce or slip off your face. They're 100% UV protective and polarized, so they provide the best protection for your eyes and are only $25 a pop, plus free shipping on orders over $50. If you want to run in style or support me and the show, grab a couple pairs for yourself and your friends this year. They make the perfect gift and stocking stuffer. Gooder is offering Mindset Mile listeners 15% off by using the code MindsetMile. That's 15% off plus free shipping over $50 using code MindsetMile. Check them out online at gooder.com. That's GOODR.com. Look good, run Gooder. Everyone has different learning styles and different flows on how they work, but most people I talk to find it very hard to concentrate at work, even working on something at home, because of the endless distractions. If you're someone who can read a page of a book and not be able to tell someone else what you just read on that page, you're not alone. It doesn't even take an outside distraction to see a decrease in memory and productivity over long periods of time. And that's because research suggests that our natural ability to concentrate ranges between 10 and 40 minutes, which is why in Jim Kwik's book, Limitless, he talks about a productivity method developed by Francesco Carrillo called the Pomodoro technique. The idea is to work on a task for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. He talks about how working in increments of 25 minutes is beneficial for our memory because we are most likely going to remember what we are learning or consuming in the beginning and at the end. Which, if you can recall, being in a classroom setting for 60 to 90 minutes, you would likely not retain the information that was covered in the middle of class because you were most engaged for the first 20 to 25 minutes, and then the information at the end would stick because it was at the end of a learning period. Now, maybe you're like me, where you think you've got yourself all figured out and you think, no way could I ever cut myself off from a flow state once I'm in it. As a writer and a creative, sometimes the hardest part for me is just getting started. But then once I get going, I'm on a roll and it feels kind of counterintuitive to make myself take a break shortly after getting going. But I've started to implement working in Pomodoros, and I have to say, I love it. I've found that a 5-minute recess doesn't interrupt my ideas and creativity the way I thought it would. I want to invite you to try it out. On your break, get up, walk around, get things moving, even if that's going to the kitchen or break room for a water or a coffee. I also find that I enjoy jumping on social media during this time because I only have a couple minutes. It's sort of a nice break instead of living on social media for like 30 minutes or an hour. Because as we know, social platforms can be a huge time suck. But when consumed with intention, it's really so much more enjoyable. So try it. Set a 25-minute timer on your phone. Work through that time, then take a 5-minute break. We get so used to thinking that when we're working, that every minute needs to be maximized and not wasted with a break because there's always more that needs to get done. But the reality is, you're never going to be done with work. There's always going to be the next project, the next meeting, the next email, the next spreadsheet, the next chapter to write, the next book to read. We only know how to cram, but then we find ourselves inevitably drifting, thinking about things that you need to do when you get home, or you take a quick scroll on social media that somehow turns into 30 wasted minutes, or the thing you need to return at the store. And have you ever tried to force your way through a work or a learning wall? It always ends up costing me 3 times as much time to get half as much done when I try to push through just for the sake of getting to what I've deemed as an endpoint. But by building in breaks, you create more beginnings and more endings, which in turn helps you retain more information and be more productive. So that's a Pomodoro. That's what I got for you today. I hope that you try this out. Do it consistently for a few days because it really takes a few days and a few times to maximize and see the benefits of this technique. So shoot me a message on Instagram or tag me in your post at Aisha Zaza so I can see how it worked for you. Until next time, make it a great day.